Good morning, students. So in our previous video, we were discussing our lesson number 2, which is acid, bases and salts, and we have discussed about acids, bases and salts and their types and their properties. Now let us continue with the same. Now let us see how bleaching powder, which is calcium oxychloride, is formed. So basically, bleaching powder is obtained by the reaction of dry slaked lime, which is calcium hydroxide with chlorine. So when CaOH whole twice is react with chlorine, this is slaked lime. Then calcium oxychloride, which is bleaching powder, is formed. It is pale yellow powder. It is soluble in water, loses chlorine on exposure to air. It is used as an oxidizing agent, used as a bleaching agent. So sometimes in the question it has been asked, what are the two uses of bleaching powder? It is also used in the manufacture of CHCl3, which is chloroform, and it makes wool unshrinkable. So there are various uses of bleaching powder. Now the next is plaster of Paris. This is important topic. So plaster of Paris is basically calcium sulfate hemihydrate. The formula is written over here, CaSO4.12H2O, and it is basically obtained by heating gypsum. Gypsum is CaSO4.2H2O at 100 degrees Celsius. You just correct over here, this is 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin. It is basically a white powder, sets into hard mass on adding water, loses water of crystallization, which is this half H2O at 473 Kelvin, used for plastering fractured bones, used for making toys, decorative materials, used for statues, toys, surgical instruments, and used for blackboard chalk. So these are some of the uses of plaster of Paris. One thing more, during the preparation of POP, temperature should be controlled. Temperature should always be controlled, otherwise this anhydrous CaSO4 is formed and it does not set into hard mass when mixed with water. Also, this POP should be stored in moisture-proof containers, because presence of moisture can cause slow settling of POP, thereby making useless after some time. So, during preparation, temperature should be controlled and they are always stored in moisture-proof containers. Now let us talk about the hydrated salts. Before, we should know about water of crystallization. So water of crystallization is basically the water associated with crystal of any salt, and hydrated salts are the salts containing water of crystallization, which is this 5H2O, 10H2O, 2H2O. So these are water of crystallization, and any salt which contains them are called hydrated salts. And any salt without them are called, or when they lose this water of crystallization, they become anhydrous salts. Also, the reaction for POP is important. So POP complete as a whole is a very important topic. So you should know the formula for POP, plaster of Paris. You should know the formula for gypsum. You should know the reaction between the two, that it is basically obtained by heating gypsum at this temperature. You should know why this temperature should be controlled during the preparation of POP, and why POP should be stored in moisture-proof containers, and what are the various uses of POP. So class, students, that's it for this video. So we have basically covered all the important topics of our chapter, that is acid, bases and salts. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to continue with the revision and we'll start with our lesson number 3. Thank you.